And we begin here tonight with questions surrounding the punishment of a man who used to be one of the most politically powerful people in Western New York. Former Erie County Democratic Party Chairman Steve Pigeon pleading guilty to felony first-degree sexual abuse, his victim a 9-year-old girl. He started his sentence this past December, and with good behavior, he'll be released from jail in about 2 weeks, though he will have to register as a sex offender. That follows a hearing that took place yesterday, and therein lies this latest controversy. In the sex offender risk assessment, his score put him in the low risk of reoffending. So he'll only be a level 1 offender, meaning his information won't even be posted online as what happens with level 2 and level 3 sex offenders. Barry Covert is a local attorney and is kind enough to come in and help us understand these legal issues when we ask. Barry, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So a viewer yesterday, when this news obviously broke, sent me a message and said, how is it when you admit to sexually abusing a 9-year-old, and he's even labeled a violent offender, that you become a level 1 sex offender? What do you make of that? How would you explain that to just an average person?
The risk assessment is actually a form. It's a one-page form that lays out all kinds of factors that go into determining what the final calculation will be. And it's a formula and it's a calculation. So for example, you start off with the first category, which is what occurred in the current offense. Was violence used? What kind of sexual contact? How explicit was it? The number of victims involved, the duration of the offense, the age of the victim at the time. Now, this was a young victim at the time, but most of those other factors go in favor of Mr. Pigeon because there was no allegation of violence, no allegation that there's 2 or more victims. So that's the first set of factors. Then you have the criminal history. While he has a criminal history that occurred about the same time as this, there's none that's sexually related. There's nothing like that, and there's no history of alcohol or drug abuse. And they get into the question of how old was he when he first started offending and doing this to other people, and presumably he's never done this before, or at least there's no allegation that I'm familiar with. Then it's post-offense behavior. Did he accept responsibility? Has he gotten in trouble since this occurred? And then the fourth set is the release environment. Where is he going to be released to? Is it going to be a safe environment? Is he going to be supervised when he gets released? All of those have a number associated with those factors, and then they give a strong presumption as to whether it should be a category 1, 2, or 3. So because obviously it's a horrible offense, but because this was the first time he did it, it was one victim, no allegation of violence, even though she was a minor, that puts him in the first category. And the courts are pretty clear that the lower court should follow that assessment form, and therefore this seems to be the appropriate disposition.
The other question I want to ask you is the distinction between the 3, right? If you're a level 2 or a level 3 sex offender, for instance, your picture goes online, all of your information, anyone can find it. Level 1, that doesn't happen. What else should we know about the distinction and what it means to just be a level 1 offender?
Well, it's considered the lowest of the categories. As you said, the names are not put up on the internet, so you can't just Google them and find out that he's in your neighborhood. For levels 2 and 3, as you indicated, then the police are going to inform your neighbors. You're going to be on the website. It's going to be easy to find. I know a lot of people track their software to track who is a level 1, 2, or 3 around you, and you can't really get much information on a level 1. So it is the lowest level, and it's only 20 years. Levels 2 and 3, you have to deal with this for the rest of your life. So it's an important distinction that he was able to get the lowest. But this was really not at the judge's discretion. This was what was set up by the state legislature as to how to figure out exactly which level somebody's in after they get convicted.
Yeah, sort of a mathematical formula.
Absolutely, right? Mathematical.
Yeah. Appreciate you helping us understand it. Barry Covert is a local attorney and a legal analyst for us here from time to time. Barry, great to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.